And Richard, it's so lovely having you here for a chat today.
Thank you.
I have heard quite a bit about you from Elizabeth, your lovely wife, who we've talked to before. But today you are in the hot seat. Let me ask you this. You went from legal documents to changing nappies. Tell us about the deal you made with your wife.
When my kids are very young, we got problem for them to take care of them because no one in the house. Then my wife will go to work. Then I have to. I also have to go to work. Then they will be alone in the house. Then we see we hire someone also that the person is not going to take care of them better. So we decide to one of us to take care of the children. She is working in a medical sector, so she is more helpful for the people because they need consultation, anything in regarding the babies. So I told her, you are very important to the society than me because I am only a legal advisor to a company. So I will take some period, leave some period and see how it goes on. If it goes on well, then I will continue like that to take care of the children. She told, okay, carry on.
My goodness. So you just told her that her job was more important than yours and you just decided to step back.
Because she is providing service to a lot of mothers, teach them how to feed baby and ask them to breastfeed. Breastfeed is very good for the children, everything. So I think that is better than my job. Just I go and do the legal work and all the prepare the agreement for them to sign everything, give just advice to a company only. I think that service is more important for the society than me.
Wow. So how old were your babies at that point? Did you just have one? Was it newborn? Like, give us some.
One is 3 years old. Then other one is newborn.
So up to 3 years old, who was looking after you?
One is 4 years old, and then other one is a newborn.
So who was looking after your 4-year-old for the first 4 years?
My mother is, that time my mother was alive. She stayed with me, but she cannot take care of the children, this one, because she is very old. But she helped me in a lot of ways to take care of them. But I thought better for me to stay with the children is better.
Right. So this started off as a sabbatical from work. One child was 4 years old. One was 1 year old. How long did your sabbatical last?
No, I took leave for 1 year to see how it's going on, progressing. If it goes on well, then I will think about resigning my job.
And then what happened? Did it go well? Did you resign your job?
It's all gone well. Then anyway, I went for work in between that one after the 1 year. Then I feel it's inconvenient for me because all the time my wife have to come back and do the works all. That time she was attached to the HKL in the training for 3 years. She did some course there. So she had to be in the ward there. So I thought, okay, better to resign the job.
So how long were you in the job when you went back to it before you resigned to come back out?
Before that, I was 6 years with the job. Then I took 1 year leave without pay. Then I went back for a few months. Then I resigned from the job.
I see. Oh my goodness. All right. So, how was that resignation for you? Was it something that was exciting, or were you a little bit nervous about it?
No, it's exciting because I want to take care of my children. So it's exciting for me to stay with them and see the young age, how they are doing everything.
What did your colleagues in your office or your boss say to you about, receiving your resignation?
No, I told the real story. This is what is going on. So my mother also not feeling well. Then I have to take care of the children. Then they also told, okay, never mind. If you want to go now, go. Later part, you want to come back also, no problem, they told me.
That's so fantastic. Now, I want to go back to that first year, just as you were taking off for that 1 year period, as per your deal with your wife. What was the change in profession like for you, going from office job, office work, legal advisor, to being full stay-at-home dad, how quickly did you settle in?
No, it's all depend on our how we take it. It's not any job or any kind of work is tough for us. The way we take it, the way we love it to do. If we really love to do the job, then it's easy for us. I took it like that way.
So the first time you made that decision to stay at home and look after both of your kids, you took it as an exciting new thing?
Yeah, yes.
And what was it like learning the routines and cooking for the kids and everything that comes with raising children? I have a son, so I know it's not easy work. So what was it like for you?
Sometimes I take them to the field, and then sometimes the elder one play in the field. Then I take care of the younger one, the second one, like that. It goes on. Then but my children also, they are not very demanding and not like that. They are okay. They normal, like normal. We can easily mingle with them. It's not a very hard job for me.
What was the most challenging things you had to do in that first year?
Sometimes I have to go and fetch my wife. Then I have to go to HKL. Then sometimes she don't come in the time. Then I have to wait there. Sometimes I sleep in the car with my children.
Wait, okay. So sometimes you slept in. Okay, I wonder if we can we just pause this for 1 second? Just give me 1 second. Keith, can we pause this for 1 second? So, Richard, let's go back to that story you were saying about the time that you and your baby had to sleep in the car outside work because your wife was in training. Tell us that story.
Sometimes we go early to the hospital. That time she was attached to HKL because she did a course there for 3 years.
Right.
So we have to wait there in the car park. Sometimes she will come late. So we don't know what to do. Maybe my kid, she want to sleep, then I also sleep with her.
So was this you picking her up from work, was it?
To my resident, yes.
So how long did you guys sometimes sleep in the car waiting for her? What was the longest time?
For 3 hours.
Oh my goodness. Now, Elizabeth happened to mention to us that also at one point she was breastfeeding, which meant that you and the youngest were in the car throughout the day waiting for her to come out. Could you tell us that story?
Yeah, that one, because the baby needs, that time is breastfeeding for the baby time. So we went there for her to breastfeed. That time she took longer to come. Then the baby also start crying and everything. I have to take the baby out and show everything there and to pacify the baby.
So how many months were you living in the hospital car park so that Elizabeth could come in and out to breastfeed?
No, I go regularly because she did the course for 3 years in HKL hospital.
So was it every day that you were there in the car park?
Every day I will go and fetch her and come back. Go and leave her, and then in the night I go and fetch her and come back.
My goodness. So tell me any more stories about what you had to do when you were looking after the little ones and your wife was still training.
Sometimes babies cry. I also don't understand why they are crying. Then I have to carry them and put them in the car, go one round, and then all to make them pacify. That's all they do like that. Sometimes not regularly. Once in a while they'll cry. Then maybe they need the mother. They're missing the mother, I think.
Sometimes we can never figure out why babies are crying, right? But you used to take the babies. Sorry?
We cannot predict what, because they are kids, young babies, we cannot predict.
And how long were some of your drives, nighttime drives?
Because last time I stay in distance in Shala to HKL, it may take sometimes 1 hour, sometimes 45 minutes, depending on the traffic.
So, but when the babies were crying and you would get in the car and drive around, how long?
I have to park in the side and then have to pacify them first. Then they okay ready, then I drive back.
Oh my goodness. So in terms of what it was like having a 4-year-old to look after at the same time as a 1-year-old, what were some of the crazy situations you found yourself in with these two children during the day whilst your wife was at work?
No, normally I don't have any big problem with the children because the younger one most of the time will sleep, drink the milk and sleep. The 4 years one, she will play with the toys and everything. Sometimes she needs anything, then she will show me this one, I want that one, then I give to her. Sometimes she will cry, maybe she missed the mother and thing. Then when we meet up at the night, then she will okay with the mother.
Did you ever find yourself playing masak with your daughter, or playing dollies with her?
No, I play with them with the toys and everything. Yeah.
What was your favorite thing to play with the children growing up?
No, my daughter like to play with the doll, Barbie doll. Always she want the doll to play. My son grown up, he want the E-Man and everything, the toys to play, everything.
And what was your favorite game to play, though? What did you enjoy playing with them most?
I like to play with my son, the E-Man, everything.
What kind of reaction did you get from other people around? Did you get any negative reactions? Did you get teasing? Did friends and family members, how did they react with you basically giving up your job, quitting your job?
No, I don't tell. I don't tell to a lot of people that I'm taking care of my children, everything in the house. I'm staying in the house. Maybe my relatives, they know the situation. Why I left my job and take care of the children. There is no any negative or anything about the taking care of children. Anyway, I don't mind of people telling of that because we are doing for my kids, so I don't bother about that because anybody can talk anything. It's all depend on them. It's for me what is correct. I'm doing the right way, so I don't bother about that or not.
And did you ever look at the other fathers and think to yourself, or what did you think to yourself when you're looking at other fathers who are busy, stressed, coming back late, not having time with their children? What were you thinking about them and the opportunities they were missing?
No, for me and my wife, we don't want to show the anger or the trust to the children. We don't want to show it to them. Anything we can solve our thing. 1 minute only we will think about the positive thing, then it will okay. For me, it's like that. I don't think about that. Okay, this one very hard because we are doing for our kids. We are doing for our children. We are not doing for other people. So we take and give and everything is okay, no problem. In a family, we have to take and give. We have to understand the situation. We cannot tell I'm man. I can do only this work. I cannot do that work. Cannot. It's sometimes not workable.
Now, you loved being a dad. You loved staying home with your kids. You look forward to it. When you saw, at the weekends or at family gatherings or friends gatherings, other stressed out men who didn't have time for their children, what did you think about that? Did you think about all of the amazing opportunities they were missing out on? What were you thinking then? Because you're happy, right? At home, doing what you were doing. You knew you were doing right by your family. So did you ever pity the other dads out there who never spent any time with their kids?
No, I don't think like that because that's all depend on the other fathers. What they think, what I don't blame any fathers or anybody because all depend on the situation, on the how they take it. For me, normally if I go to work also after my work I'll come back home. I want to play with my children like that. That's it. Because of that it don't affect me anything. I normally don't go and mingle with my friends and go here and eat there and drink there. I don't have that kind of habit. when the work finish, I want to go to my home only. I want to stay with my children, my wife. Then I want to play with them only. That's why it didn't affected me a lot.
In terms of being a stay-at-home dad, there's always things that, I think every parent finds more challenging than other things. For you, what did you find difficult in the day-to-day? I know you said your children are very easygoing and everything was pretty easy, but as a parent, as all parents do, there's a few things that always were more difficult just because maybe they were terribly boring or it was something we hated doing. So with that, in that context, what were some of your biggest challenges of being a hands-on daddy?
For me, I didn't got like that any big challenges regarding the children, because I will with them, then I will take them out. I then go and fetch my wife, and I will come back. That the period of the time, the interval is not very long, all very short. Then that is not in any way affected me, make me angry or anything. No. I always happy with my children that time. When they're younger, I also want to be with them.
I think one of the worst things is when our children get sick and we're tired or we're not feeling well ourselves. Did you ever have a situation like that where, you've got two kids, you're not feeling great, you've got two sick kids on your hands?
No, sometimes because mother also in the medical field, she knows also, but we follow all the injection, everything. Everything is we follow according to the medical this one, but we don't have a major thing like that. But we have by small things. Sometimes they have stomach ache. Then one day when she was playing in the field, one girl pushed her from the this one. Then she got some fracture like that. Then she cried. I also don't. I didn't understand why she's crying. And then I thought maybe something happened to her. And then I took her to the Panta hospital. Then everything. Then they check everything. They tell she's a younger girl. Anything fracture also can grow back on, no problem.
Right.
One time my son was in the church. He left the door. His gum and eat on his hand. Then his hand, the finger broken. Then we took him to the same hospital, Panta, and they put. They stitch his hand, everything, the finger, everything. Now everything okay, no mark, anything. That's the problem I had.
And did your wife's a nurse? Did she give you any scolding when you got back home about doing the wrong thing, or did you do everything by the book because you knew what to do because your wife was a nurse?
Yeah, but she understands. She told me, okay, bring him to the hospital. Then she talked to the doctor. The doctor did a good job. Then everything's okay. But normally we have to keep an eye on them because they will climb on the steps, they will climb on the chair, everything. But we must have an eye on them every time. Otherwise, maybe they have hurt or something. Then it's a problem.
Yes. So, which of your children is more mischievous and was like you when you were little? Which of your children was like that?
No, my both children also okay, good only. They didn't give me very hard time.
Okay. What do you love most about being a stay-at-home dad?
Because that when the growing time, some of the fathers, they don't have the chances to stay with the children when they were young, when they're growing time. But I had the time when they're growing time, I stay with them, then I enjoy the younger stage when they're growing time.
Do you think that time you spent with them has given you and your children a very special, different bond?
Yes. Yeah. Because I always very close to my children.
So are you the guy they come to when they're in trouble or they need to talk to anyone? Who do they go to, mom or dad?
No, they don't depend. Sometimes they come to me. They know how to, what problem to tell to mother, tell to father, they know that.
So what kind of problems do they come to daddy about then?
Sometimes they need something, they will come, they tell to me, Papa, I need this one, Papa, I want to buy this one. And then because the mother don't allow them to buy sometimes. Sometimes they know, okay, we go and talk to mommy, mommy will allow us to do. They want to go somewhere, then they will talk to mommy, mommy, I want to go with my friend like that. Or
Did you ever
even today also, they grown up already, they want to do something, they will ask.
Did you ever have an argument, a big argument with, did you ever have a big argument with your wife over the kids going to her, asking permission? She says no. Then they run to you, ask daddy. Daddy says, yeah, okay, come, let's go. And then you and your wife have a big fallout because it's, different.
No, I will tell them, okay, if I let you go also, you have to get the permission from your mother. If your mother agreed, then okay, you don't go and tell Papa agreed already, I can go. I agreed, never mind, I let you go, but you go and tell your mother, then get the permission also. Then your mother agreed, you can go. Then the mother also will tell that you go and tell your father. Then your father agreed, then you can go. Then because of that, there is no so much of conflict in this one.
Do you think that in any way your training to be a legal advisor, your law training, helped you become a better parent?
Law, that is different. That is different sector. This is different one.
You don't think setting rules and establishing rules with the kids and telling them, how you're going to govern the whole thing was kind of like you setting your legal boundaries with your children?
No, I follow the normal this one only. Then you all can do this one. This all cannot do this one. If you want to be a good citizen, you want to come up in the life, you have to study. You put your effort and study. Like that, I teach them. I don't put pressure and tell this one, that one cannot do. Then I will take them to all classes. I let my daughter go to ballet and everything, music class. My son go to gymnastic, everything, and he also go to music class. I let them do everything when they're young. What they want to do, I let them to do. Till they go to the after they went to the courses, they stop already because they cannot concentrate on book.
And who was it that helped them with their homework and their exam stress?
No, because the younger time, I will teach them for a while. Then my daughter grown up already. She will teach the brother and everything. Do like this, do like that.